So we've arrived at Loch Ness and the Loch Ness cruises that will be going on today. As you can see behind me, I found Nessie. Hooray! I was worried that I wouldn't see her this trip. Yes, so I parked at Nessie Land, which is like a giant Nessie themed gift shop basically, and they have like a little exhibition about the history of the monster and the folklore and things like that, which is quite interesting. I might go to that later depending on how much it costs. As you can imagine, everything is very overpriced that they're here because, yeah, it's all touristy. But yeah, we're just waiting for our bus which will take us down to the boat, and it's going to pick us up here at the Loch Ness Monster. I've left Sadie in the van so she can have an hour and a half to herself sleeping. She's got fans on and she's got a water and everything, so she'll be fine. And then I'll bring the puppies on the boat because you can only take a maximum of 2 dogs, so I'll take the puppies on the boat with me. That's probably the more sensible way around to do it. But yeah, it's quite nice weather. I'm just looking, it's like a little bit of grey sky over there, but I'd like that to move that way away from us. That would be great. Yeah, I can't wait to get on the boat. So we have had fun on the boats. Zelda and Zena were very good on the boats. They just fell asleep. So yeah, they did not enjoy the boat. Not that they didn't enjoy it, but they didn't seem bothered that they were on a boat, and they just fell asleep. So I just left them to it and had a look out on my own, and it was very nice boat trip. I highly recommend the Loch Ness cruises. Very friendly staff and very accommodating with 2 pups. And now we are going to leave the Loch Ness area, drive all the way up the side of Loch Ness and head towards the city of Inverness. Not a ULEZ city, thankfully. And we are going to Torveen Caravan Park, where we will be for the next 3 days. And it should be about a 15-minute walk into the city once we're there, so we can set up and then maybe I can take an evening stroll in there. It's very warm today, which has been very nice. There was a little spattering of rain earlier on, but that's gone and left us, and now it's just quite warm. So yeah, we're going to head to the caravan park now. We made it to Torveen Caravan Park. I've got a lovely little hard standing pitch with electric there, and yeah, it's quite nice. It's on a main road but quiet. It's quite hidden away. There's like a few like lodges and that, like holiday home lodges, and then there's room for caravans and lots of other motorhomes are sort of on grass. I think maybe I should have picked grass, but if it rains a lot then hard standing is better. But yeah, now all I've got to do is set up the van for 3 days hanging out. The pups are outside the van, which means I can get in and give it another clean. Yeah, Zelda had a wee on the floor earlier on, not nice. I've got to try and clean all of that up, and yeah, but I will get on with that now. Don't worry, I'm not going to film me cleaning my floors. And she said it's about 15-20 minutes walk into town, as long as you make sure that you go sort of almost diagonal over the bridge and down a flight of stairs and follow the river along. If you go the opposite way, you're going to be taking like 40-50 minutes because you have to go all around the houses. So yeah, might take a little walk into town in a bit, seeing how I feel after I've done the cleaning and what time it is. See you in a bit. So I've tidied up in the van and I've left the dogs to themselves in the van while I go and investigate the surrounding area. I was told it was 15 minutes. It's definitely not 15 minutes. But the walk is pleasant. And now that I think I've worked out the best way to go, I think walking along the River Ness is definitely the best way. As you can see, it's rather windy. Sunny though, but rather windy. Yeah, I've just come up along the River Ness, which looks quite choppy, and I'm about to cross over the River Ness Bridge to get into the city centre. So yeah, a bit longer than 15 minutes, but not the 40 that Google's currently saying. back at the van after walking into the city centre and back. I walked in and then realised that I hate city centres. So I was like, I don't know why I'm here. But it takes about 25 minutes to walk in, so Google says 40, but it's about 25 minutes. Probably won't be taking the dogs into the city centre. One, because they can't go into any of the shops, and two, there's nothing in there for me. I normally only go into a city centre for things. So if I need a thing that I can't get where I am, I go into a city centre to get said thing. So I think instead we're going to go out tomorrow. We're going to go for a nice walk along the canal, and then the River Ness as well. So I think that will be a much nicer thing to do with the pups, providing the weather is nice. There's also a small botanical gardens which is pay by donation, and that is literally a 5-minute walk across the road. I might also head there in the morning by myself because they don't let dogs in. Go and look around the botanical gardens and then come back and get the dogs and go for a nice walk along the canals. Good morning everyone, and welcome to day 14 of our 30-day trip around Scotland. Yes, we are halfway through, almost kind of, which is very exciting. So yeah, end of our second week driving around, and as you can probably see, the sun is shining and it is glorious out there. Really lovely day to wake up to. Plan is that I'm going to head over to the botanical gardens, which is just opposite the caravan park. I can't find a definitive answer as to whether dogs are allowed in or not. It doesn't say they're not, but it also doesn't say they are. And Google search just says, one person says yes they are, one person says no they're not. So I'm going to go on my own, leave the pups in the van, and then when I'm back we'll go for a walk along the river. There's just, if you follow the river out to the right instead of the left, which is where I went to get into Inverness, there's Ness Island, which you can go over to for a little walk. So I might take them over to Ness Island. So that's the botanical gardens here in Inverness, just on the river. It's free to get into, though they do ask for donation. It's voluntary, but £3 and upwards donation. It's quite nice. It's very small, so if, like me, you're just popping in, I was only in there for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes wandering around. They've got a cafe in there and a little botanical shop should you need plants and things. The cafe was very busy. Lots of people obviously go there for nice sit in some nice gardens and chill out. There were a few dogs, so dogs obviously are allowed. It's quite hot now, so I don't think the pups are going to enjoy going for a walk just yet. But yeah, it's really quite too hot for the dogs at the moment. I did just buy them ice cream though, so they will enjoy that. So yeah, I don't really know what else to do with my day. It's quite nice to have not anything planned, I guess. I can't leave the dogs and go into the city, and there's a lot of stuff that you do in the city that involves no dogs. Hi everyone, and welcome to day 15. Well, halfway through day 15. I've been working all morning. The rain has been coming in dribs and drabs. It's a lot colder than yesterday, because it was very, very warm yesterday. And it's been raining on and off, but it's been dry for the last couple of hours, which has been nice. Yeah, I had a terrible night's sleep last night. It was so hot in the van that felt like I couldn't breathe, and there's not really much I could do about it. Can't really open all the windows because there's midges, and just had to sort of suffer through. I think I maybe got about 3 hours sleep maximum. The dogs were all whining because they were uncomfortable and they were hot. We had fans on. It was just not fun at all. I'm hoping after I finish work, because it's much cooler, I can take the dogs out for a walk down the canal. One thing I did realise that when I was in Inverness city centre was that I wanted to go to Leakey's bookshop, which is meant to be a really, really cool second-hand bookshop with just like floor-to-ceiling books. I really wanted to go there, and I didn't remember that I really wanted to go there till about 7 o'clock yesterday evening, by which time it was far too late, and they're going to be closed by the time I finish work, so I'm not going to get in there. So just had a lovely walk along the canal, and I got back to the van and I go to get my keys out of my pocket, and my keys were not in my pocket. So I've literally spent the last 2 hours walking up and down this canal towpath really slowly, trying to find my goddamn keys. And you know, I'm just at that breaking point where I've decided that adulting is too hard and I don't want to do it anymore. My neighbour on the other side of me at the caravan park comes cycling up the towpath and tells me that they found my keys. They were near a caravan in the park. So stressful. Why can't I just have an adventure with no stress? Just like a cool adventure, just like, hey everyone, let's just, you know, have fun every day. No, stressful every day. So yeah, I've done this short walk multiple times now, trying to find my damn keys, and now we have them.